Welcome back to the channel. We are on part number 2 of the Yolink mini-series. So today we're going to be bringing you guys 2 sensor installs. This will be the weatherproof temperature sensor.
And this will be your temperature and humidity sensor. They're both temperature sensors, we figured.
Yeah, we're trying to combo them together.
Yeah.
Two good uses that you guys might have. So we explained a little bit about what this is about, and we have a whole bunch of other Yolink videos coming out. If you guys haven't already, check out our previous video, which was kind of the introduction into the series.
Right.
I'll put it up in the corner and in the description for you guys to check out. Yolink was nice enough to work with us to send us some of these sensors so we can assemble some videos for you guys so you can actually, you know, ask yourself if it's something you'd want to put in your RV, or if it's, I mean, you might not know some of these products existed and go, wow, I need to have one of these.
Yeah, they're not overly pricey at all, so it's definitely going to save you money in the long run. If you have one water leak, you're paying for that 10 times.
Yeah, so affordable, easy to install. I mean, you can get these things installed in 5 minutes. So we're just going to run through each sensor pretty quick. We'll show you guys in the app of just how to install it into your app, add it to your account. And then a little bit later, we will show you kind of a breakdown how to set, you know, your highs and your lows for these thermostats to let it alert you when you actually have, you know, a problem where the temperature's too low or too high.
Yeah, out of the range you
The
set.
parameters. That was the word I was looking for.
When it's outside of the parameters you set, it'll give you a warning to your phone if you're not home. You can have it go to a siren. You can have it shut off the water if you have that sensor.
There's a lot of stuff you can do. So I think, without further ado, let's just jump right in here, give them a kind of a close-up, and do a quick explanation.
Yeah, we already unboxed them. We're just going to give you a close-up of each one, and then we're going to go put them in the spots we're going to put them and show you how they work.
Alright, so this is kind of a close-up of the weatherproof temperature sensor. It's pretty straightforward to our previous video. When we did the introduction, we showed you guys the outdoor one. So this is kind of indoor, and it actually has the probe on it. So for us, this is more practical for like a fridge, a propane or electric fridge. That way you can kind of tell if the temperature drops too low or if the temperature gets too high where you might have your fridge malfunctioning. So this is going to be the use for this one, because some of those propane and electric fridges are pretty temperamental. Yeah.
Temperamental, yeah.
Temperamental.
Anything you need to know the temperature for, like maybe you got one of those small coolers that are fridges, this will keep track of that also.
Yeah, so it's helpful because, I mean, pretty cheap sensor, and you can save yourself your freezer, your fridge, everything that you have. So it's just like good to go with. So breakdown of the sensor, it kind of looks just like that outside one. You have kind of like a little opening down here and right at the bottom here. The only difference is we have the probe that sticks out of the bottom. We still have the hook right on top, so you can put a screw in, hang it up, and allow it to do however you want. This one, I'm like very, very sure that pressing it against the wall won't be as bad as the other one, or setting it down, because the probe is what's giving you your temperature. The back, you have your little code here. You just scan it in the app, and it'll add it to your account, and then you have your set button. Pretty straightforward. That's the only button on here. So once you actually have that set up, you're pretty good. You have about 3 foot of length, I'd say, pretty close. Wire's pretty good too. It's not like too thick. It's pretty thin. And then the probe is how you would imagine a probe, just like what, like an inch probe.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's round. Geez, spherical. Okay, so that pretty much sums this one up, and as I was saying, we're just going to go put this one near the fridge, but we'll set it to the side right now and pull up the other one. So then we also have the temperature humidity sensor. This one's actually pretty cool. This one actually has a display. It's not backlit or anything, so if it's dark out, you're not going to be able to see it, but for daytime, and you also can see in your app, so you know you're good on that point. But it's pretty simplistic device. You have a bunch of holes on the sides and then the back, which pulls in the temperature and humidity. On the back of the device, you do have a hole for like a screw mount. So if you put a screw into a wall, you could put it there and then lock it down. Then you have one button on the back here, which is your set button, just like these sensors have. But this set button also, if you press it, will switch it from Fahrenheit to Celsius. So you can interchange however you would like. And then that's pretty straightforward. You have your temperature on top, humidity on the bottom. This is accurate to, like, if it's on your wall, it will adjust by like 0.1 degree actively. Your app will have a little bit of lag. So if you're looking at this number and you're saying, wow, it's not matching my app, if you actually look on the bottom of your app, it'll tell you the time that it was updated, because it doesn't update every single second. So there'll be a little lapse in there, but the temperature is pretty close, so nothing really to worry about. So with these kind of things, when we actually put it up, just be wary of where you want to put it. If you're too close to a door or anything, you know, wind will hit it, it might mess up your temperature. So try to put it somewhere where it's about the same level as like a thermostat. You should be good to go. But that's pretty much it. Very easy. Adding to the app is same code right on the back, and then it adds it right to your account. So let's hook these bad boys up and show you guys, and then we will jump to, I'd say, the app, because that's most of this video is going to be in the app to show you guys kind of how to set those parameters. The actual installing is super easy. So let's hop to it. So we are in our Yolink app right now. We have all of our previous sensors. You'll see the 2 that we added from our last video, and then everything else that we currently have. So all we're going to do is simply go to the top right corner where that little square is with the line through it. That will bring us out the camera. Wow, it added it so fast it saw it. So this was the temperature sensor. Yes, temperature sensor, room not set, we'll leave it. Do you want to rename this anything, or just go with temperature sensor for right now?
We'll see what rooms are available.
Well, not rooms, just it says this wet bay, kitchen, bath, sink, bathtub,
I can
outside.
name it later. You can show them that in the app later.
Yep, I'll give you guys a better rundown here a little bit later, but we're just doing the setup right now. So I'm just going to leave the name as temperature sensor. We're going to bind the device. This device is online. Let me find it here.
Bottom one, right?
Temperature sensor, yep, 73.9 degrees. Let me just hold it in my hand, see if I can make it heat up a little bit. It might take a second. But while we do that, I will add the other device. Top right corner, square. Scan our code. Perfect. Temp, humidity sensor. Do you want to rename it anything different? It's up to you.
No, that's fine.
Okay, so we'll go with that. That's fine. Bind the device. Device run. Device is offline. I'm just going to hit set. Here we are. Press done. And then we have the temp humidity sensor in the bottom. And then, I mean, I was holding this temperature sensor, but the temperature did go up to 76.8, so I do know it is reading. And it'll tell me recently updated, which was 1 minute ago. So when it actually updates, it would show a change. So we have both of our sensors added into the app now, so we're all set. So we're just going to install those, and then after we install, a little bit later in the video, I will show you guys a rundown of the app of how to actually set the parameters for these and actually have them notify, because that's going to be one of the most important things, especially if you're turning it into a smart home, so everything's tracking itself while you are away. So we have this sensor already hung up here. So what we chose to do was use a command strip that has a hook on it. As I was saying before, it does have a screw mount on the back of it, so I could put a screw right in here and then just put the sensor on, put it down, it'll be locked in place. But we're just using what we got right now, because I know a lot of you guys, when you get these fifth wheels and campers, you don't want to put holes in the wall, if you can help it. So something simple as a command strip still holds it up, does what it needs to do. It is at around shoulder level, depending on your height. But as I was saying, we do have this one by the front door, so that is something to be wary of. You might have a little bit of temperature change every time you open the door. It might drop a few degrees. If that doesn't bother you, then, you know, good on you.
And this hook does hold it away from the wall a little bit, so it can get some air behind it too.
Which would be nice. If you wanted to, you can kind of put it somewhere like over yonder, right by your thermostat. That way the temperature when you open the door won't mess with it, and it's also close to your thermostat, so you can actually see how the temperature is in comparison.
And if you had multiple ones of them, you could put them in different areas. We already have these ones here which show us the temp here, so we'd move that one there. We might get another one front or something.
Yeah, I know, with like, it would be nice to have one like in the bedroom and then at the front, especially since you're tracking humidity. Like, this is the humidity that will be in this room. So let me give you guys kind of a close-up. As I was saying before, temperature on top, humidity on the bottom. This will give the humidity in this area, but if you have other rooms, humidity might be different, especially bedrooms. You know, you're in there, you're sleeping, depending on how many dehumidifiers you have.
Yeah, we have a few in this one, but still, you still want to monitor it.
So let's head on to the other install. So you may be seeing this cord and imagine what sensor we installed. So what we chose to do for right now, until we find kind of more a permanent solution of what we want to do, we just set the sensor right on top of the slide out. If your fridge and stuff is on a slide out, you will have that nook up there to put it up there. Just remember if you're bringing in your slide that it is up there, so it will get all wobbly and loose. So we're just setting it up there for now. You can put a small screw in the side here and then just actually hang it. You have a whole bunch of options for what you want to do. But for right now, we're just going to leave that one up there. If you guys have an idea where you think it's a good place to put it, drop it in the comment section. You know, I'd like to listen to you guys. So we have the cord right now. We will try to do a better job at routing it to get it out of the way, but it just goes right into the fridge, so the probe's in there, and then boom, we're set. So now if the temperature raises to a certain temperature or falls too low, we know something's on the fritz with it, and we can easily get it fixed. And we do have it set up too, so if the fridge goes too high a temperature, I forgot what we did in the app. I think it's like 50 degrees or something.
Something like that.
If it gets up to 50, then our alarm will go off on our siren, and you'll also get a notification on your phone. So that way, if we're not home, we'll see the text on the phone letting us know, like, or the notification saying the fridge sensor is at max temperature for what we set it to in our parameters. And we also have the siren here in case, you know, you're sleeping and you don't hear your phone, because it's not like I have my phone sound on at night. You don't always wake up from it. So to have that siren go off for a few seconds to wake you up and you go, oh, what is it? Check your phone quick. You can see what it is, get it fixed. So these are our two sensors all set up right on either side of each other. So now we're going to hop to the app and kind of show you guys a little bit more in depth how to set those parameters. And I think that'll be pretty much set up. Hello everybody. So now that we're in the app, I'm just going to give you a better rundown of some of the quick features you can do with these temp humidity sensors, since we have the one placed in the fridge and then we have one on the wall here. So I'm at the Yolink homepage. I'm just going to go into my temp humidity sensor, and then we'll see the current temperature, the humidity, when it was updated. So at the bottom here, we have two things. We'll have history and chart. History will give me basically a log of all the times that an alert went to my phone or my siren went off. So you can see it'll tell you on the dates, the time, if the temperature fell below a certain thing of whatever parameters I set, or if the temperature got too high. So you can see it does log all this. And then you also have a running chart. So if you want, you can separate it into hourly. So as you see, I can kind of look at different points here, see what the temperature was doing consistently on the hour. I can also check it for my humidity. You can see the humidity rising, lowering. Fantastic. And then you also do have a daily chart as well, so you can track it a little bit farther. Saturday, Friday, Thursday. So as you can see, it's really good for actually monitoring things, which is pretty nice, because I can actually tell if I knew a certain temperature on a given day, I can see what the inside of my RV temperature was, like what it remained, or if I have to set the ACs higher or lower. So now that we're in this sensor, if we go to the top right, we'll have three little dots up here. This will allow me to look at the name of it, the room it's in. I can set it as a favorite, calibrate. There's a whole list of things you can do. You also can check if you need a firmware update. We have the newest version, so we're okay. We can see battery life, signal strength. So all in all, this is kind of what we're going to be looking at. So what we're going to do is go to alert, and this is kind of the meat and potatoes of it. So you can actually set the parameters. So this sensor right here is my inside sensor. So I have the temperature set to 50 and 86. So when it gets cold at night, if I don't want to run my furnace to, you know, heat the living room and kitchen when I'm in the bedroom with a space heater, I just set it to 50. I figured if it gets any lower than that, I want the alarm to go off, because I'll turn the furnace on to like 60 and then go from there. And then 86. I'm in southern Florida, so, you know, it does get really hot in here. Normally I never let it go above 80. So if it hits that 86 threshold and I'm not here, I can pretty much accurately assume that my power went out, or my AC is malfunctioning, or I have the furnace off. So at that point, if you have animals, you know, you can keep them safe. They're not going to overheat inside. And then you also have the humidity sensor. I just have mine between 0 and 100. I don't have a parameter set because I am in Florida, so my humidity does jump a bunch. But, I mean, it would be a good idea to set it to where the alarm might go off at, well, maybe not in Florida, but, you know, 90% humidity. I would know, like, okay, I really need to, like, get my dehumidifiers cranking or turn on that AC. Higher humidity in the RV will, you know, give you condensating windows, cause a lot of damage. You want to keep moisture out. And they also have alert intervals, so you can adjust this however you see fit, just in case, like that temperature dropping below 50 at night. I might just say, okay, I just want it to alert once. I can stretch it farther. It's kind of up to you. But this is the general alarm strategy that I have set right now. So now that we have that done, I will show you guys a little bit of the settings in regards to setting the alarms and having it notify you. So in the top left corner, you'll have the little hamburger that you're used to seeing to get to your menus. You're just going to click inside of that. There'll be a few options like home, settings, help. I'm just going to pause it here quick and head into the settings because it does say your account email when you hit that menu. So I'll just hop right to it. Now that we're in the settings, you will see rooms, alarm strategies, quotas, usage limits, things of that nature. So this is the settings of your account. We're going to be looking into the alarm strategies. So I'm just going to click right inside of here. Customize alarm strategy. We recommend that you create customized alarm strategies to meet the needs of device alerts. Again, a lot of this is customizable depending on which products you actually have or the kind of triggers or actions that you would like to happen when that trigger happens. So I'm just going to cancel this right now because I have my default, which is the one I've been using. As you see up here, I have Start It. Just that is my main one. And what's cool too is you can have a bunch of different alarm strategies and then choose to have them activated at a given time. So for example, you could have a default, name this as at home, which might trigger sensors for, water sensors, things of that nature. But I could also have another one when I'm away, which might activate my motion sensors, my door alarms, things like that. So you can have a few, enable them and disable them as needed. So I'm just going to click right into default. So you'll see here I have it enabled, so we're good there. Do not disturb. I don't need that right now. That might be in situations where you don't want sirens to go off, you don't want notifications, or maybe you're doing some kind of maintenance and you might get water on a sensor, things like that, so you're not driving yourself crazy. We have send app notification. I have all three of these options sent right here. So the app notification, it'll just give you a pop notification on your phone like you're used to, just letting you know like water sensors detected a leak. I have it where it'll send me an email just in case I don't have my phone with me and I'm at my computer. I'll get the email. And then I also have send SMS, which is a text message. And then at the bottom, we have a trigger action, which there's a whole bunch of things you can do when you start to get more products. But right now, I have it set to siren. So if a water sensor detects moisture, for example, my siren will go off. And then from the main screen, I can go into my siren and actually change the duration for how long it goes, things like that. So I have it as siren right now for my trigger action, but the more things you get, like the speaker hub, you can start to change things up. So that'll be good. One thing I do want to mention is you do have quotas on the SMS and emails per month. In the app right now, it says that there's a 50 SMS message cap for the month. So that is something to consider. Most of the time, you're only going to be getting these messages when you have problems or a sensor is triggered. So usually 50 shouldn't be a problem, but just something to keep in mind. I know that in this app, it does say if, 50 is a problem for you, if you think you're going to exceed that, you can contact them. They'll work with you and try to get everything situated. So that's basically the alarm strategy information you need to know. All of this is customizable, guys. So there's so many things you can actually do. I've basically just scratched the surface. I've just been using default, but as I acquire more Yolink products and I add more sensors, motion sensors, I'm going to be adding different alarm strategies. For example, as I was speaking earlier, when I leave my RV for a few days, I might have the motion sensors activate just to let me know if a door opened. Things that I wouldn't normally want on all the time if I'm, here going in and outside or going in and out of the door. So, again, so much you can do, guys. We just scratching the surface. As we continue this series, you're going to see more products being installed, added to the Yolink account, and you'll see some of the amazing things you can do. So, let's jump back to the video.
Well, there you have it, guys.
Yeah, that concludes video number 2 of this Yolink mini-series. There's a bunch more coming, so if you haven't seen the first video, check it out. You can see the list of, the showcase of all the things we're going to be showing you guys. And who's not to say there's going to be some more things coming in here shortly.
I know, they're always working on something.
Yes.
We hope that we in the app there we showed you everything for setting parameters and everything, get you guys set up. If we didn't and there's something you just still don't know, hit us up in the comment section. We get to them all.
Yeah, because actually setting these up Yolink has made it absolutely so easy to like pull a device out of the box.
Scan
If you already have your hub set up, which once you have that set up, any other device you add on there is as simple as just a quick picture in the app, and boom, it's basically done. You're set, and then you just put it where you need to and go. So the most time-consuming part for you will probably be setting those parameters for some of these sensors. But once they're set, you just set it and forget it. I mean, you don't have to worry about batteries for a lot of these. It's just a peace of mind.
The hub is the same way. You pretty much download the app and just scan the barcode, so it works the same way.
Yeah, so nothing's difficult. I say it takes a little bit more time because you're making the account. That's pretty much it. Putting in the email, making a password. But once the hub's on there, it's click and go.
The temperature sensors have a little more adjusting for temperatures, of course, but like your water sensors don't really.
Yeah, the water sensors are just so simple because if it detects any moisture on those prongs, it's instantly going to trigger any kind of warning that you want.
Right, it'll send it to your phone or the siren or whatever you choose to do it.
Yeah, which we will definitely do a more in-depth into an app. I don't know if it'll be its own video because there is so much you can actually do.
Yeah.
Like between like relays, telling it what to do, all that. There's so much. So again, if you guys like this video, please hit the thumbs up video. Oh, jeez. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. If you have any comments, drop them below. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We would appreciate it.
Hit that little bell. Let you know when we release our next video.
Support. And again, thank you, Yolink, for kind of hooking us up with a lot of these devices so we could kind of show our viewers how amazing these products are.
It's fun to get a hold of these and try them all out and see where they'd fit in application. So
exactly. So we hope this kind of might spark interest with some of you guys who are either on the fence to actually see how easy it is to set up, or ones that might be full-time RV living or do a lot of camping and, you know, wouldn't mind investing a little bit and actually having that peace of mind that, you know, you spend a lot of money for these things, so you want to keep them in tip-top shape.
It's not even for just for full-timers. If you're going for a week, it only takes 10 minutes for water to ruin your rig.
Yep, to flood something.
So put some water sensors somewhere, some other sensors. If you leave to go to the beach or something, it'll let you know, so you can have your neighbor or something shut off your water.
Well, the temperature is good too, because as I said, if you have pets, if pets or anything like that, you know, you can set those parameters. So if, you know, the temperature gets above, I don't know, 85 or something like that, you would know that something is malfunctioning. So you can be like, okay, we have to head home because we're having an issue. You can set it up the temperature. So as we're saying, it can set off your alarm. You could have it connected to a speaker hub that can play a message that maybe a neighbor could hear. Depending on what you do to your RV, I mean, you could have a key fob out there, and if your neighbor hears an alarm, maybe you could give them a text, a call. It just depends, really, your circumstances. If you're living like in an RV resort, if you have a neighbor, anything like that. But fantastic, easy to set up. We've been using these he's been using it for like a year. Haven't had any problems at all. Great customer service. So if you haven't already, check out their website, Yolink.
We will leave a link below for these. Well, for their website with all the stuff, there's more than one.
And just keep checking too, because I kid you not, these people are adding stuff to their website like every few weeks. And like we've been contacting Eric at Yolink, and he's been giving us like, we're thinking about making these kind of products. Like, what are your guys' thoughts on this? You know, like, so it's really exciting. So I think that sums up this video. Thank you guys again, and until next time,
try something new.
Do a little bit of everything.